Yes, please. May you swear the witness, please?
I, Sainey Faye,
I, Sainey Faye,
do swear that
do swear that
I'll speak the truth,
I speak the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole
Stop
truth,
there,
and nothing
please.
but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me Allah.
Good afternoon, Mr. Sainey Faye. Thank you for agreeing to testify before the TRRC. We apologize for having kept you here, having kept you coming for a few days now. So we have this window to hear your testimony in the next 1 hour and a half to 2 hours. So we will do our utmost to conclude your testimony today. So I would advise that you limit yourself to answering just the questions that I would ask, so that we can do this quickly and try to accomplish our objective within the limited period of time we have. Are we together?
Thank you.
Your name is Mr. Sainey Faye, correct?
Yes.
You come from Sanjal, Sarakunda, is that right?
Yes, correct.
And you went to Sinchinjabo Primary School, right?
Correct.
And you thereafter went to Crab Island Secondary School.
Correct.
And in 1973, you joined government as a junior clerk posted at State House.
Correct.
You also worked in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, well, Ministry of External Affairs as it was then called, correct?
Correct.
And you resigned from the civil service to do business in 1981, correct?
Correct.
And from 1981 until 1995, what did you do? What kind of work did you do?
I was doing business only.
Were you involved in politics?
Not very well.
Do you recall what happened to you at the later half of 1995, October to be precise?
Yes.
Kindly tell the commission, please.
It was on a Thursday, 12th of October 1995, when I went to the American Embassy.
What did you go to do at the American Embassy on 12 October 1995?
I went to collect visa application form for my younger brother, Suma Faye.
Did you succeed in doing that?
No, because when I arrived, I asked the guards, and I was told the embassy was not working that day. So I had to return.
And then did anything happen as you were returning to your workplace?
Yes.
Could you tell us what happened?
I met with a group of people led by one Mr. Usman Tamba, an NIA, one Musa Kinte, and Maud Pika Jalo, and so many people. We take a crowd, and then when I went to go towards Serekunda, that's the place they were coming from, they said I should go with them towards Bakau.
Did you know these people before? You mentioned a few names: Usman Tamba, Musa Kinte, Modu Pika Jalo. Did you know these people before?
No, I don't know them before. It was later that I knew them.
It was later that you came to know them?
Yes.
Okay, we would get to that. Can you tell us precisely at what point did you come across these people? Was it as you were about to leave American Embassy, or was it somewhere along the road? away from American Embassy?
I came from the American Embassy. You know, the guards are a bit inside. So upon reaching the main road, Kairaba, that's the place I met up with them at the edge.
Could you give us an estimate of how many people were in the group? I know you have mentioned some names, but let us know how many people were in the group.
There were plenty. I cannot name all of them. I only recognize one Alaji Mod Keba Sedikan among the group, who is a petty trader in the Serekunda market. It's the only one I knew, but the rest, I don't know them.
How large was the group?
It should be about 20 or more people.
And who in the group did you talk to?
It was this Usman Tamba.
What did he say to you?
He asked me to come and join them, to go the same direction they are going. But before we went further, I met some vehicles standing towards Bakau, and I met his senior, one Sainey Mane. Then when we reached, Sainey Mane told Usman Tamba that we should move a bit towards Bakau, because according to him, the Americans, their satellite is on, and they would not like these people to know what is happening on the ground.
Did you have a conversation with either Sainey Mane, who you said was the leader, or Usman Tamba, who first spoke to you? What conversation did you have?
I didn't have any conversation with them. Sainey Mane, when I met him, I called him Tom, because I used to call him my Tom, namesake. But then he was not in a position to talk to me that day.
So you knew Sainey Mane before?
I knew him before.
So you said they told you, join this group and let's go towards Bakau.
Yes.
Apart from that, did you have any other conversation with them?
No.
Did you agree to join the group?
No, I don't. I was forced to.
Can you explain how that force occurred?
Yes, when I heard this man saying that we should move away from the American embassy, I thought it is not fair. It's more or less kidnapping. Hence, they don't want the satellite to cover it. Then it is not fair. So then I resist. And then they use force, and I have to fight.
Was this force applied only on you?
Yes, because I resisted. So I said I will not join, I will not climb the vehicle. I'm not going. Because most of my mates can't speak English. But I know the language, which Sainey, so this is why.
We want to understand. We were not there. We want to understand how events unfolded. Can you explain to us who did what to you and how events unfolded?
Yes, when I refused for them to arrest me, Usman Tamba, Musa Kinti, Mount Pikajalo, Sainey Mane, and some soldiers wearing trousers of soldiers and green T-shirts, many of them, they all joined in the fight. So in that process, my leg was broken. My right hand leg was broken at the spot. My trousers and my shirts were all torn. This is how they packed me in the vehicle and then drove to Kairaba.
How many of them attacked you? How many of them descended on you?
I can't tell, because then I was not in a position.
5 people?
It should be more than 5.
10?
No, less than 10. Maybe 7, to be precise.
And those approximately 7 people, You said they broke your ankle.
Yes.
What other injuries did they inflict on you at this point?
They beat me, my body. They didn't injure me, but I was severely beaten because everybody was angry with me.
What injuries did you sustain
That
apart from broken ankle?
was the only one I realized then.
You said they forced you into a vehicle.
Yes.
Where did they take you?
They took me to Kairaba police station first.
Do you recall what time of the day this thing occurred?
This was in the morning, around 9:30, 10.
When you arrived at Kairaba station, what happened?
I was charged like my mates, and apparently nothing was found on me except my praying beads. That's all.
How did you get yourself into Kairaba station?
As I told you, when I have a broken leg, when the vehicle arrived, everybody jumped out and go, but because I cannot go, from there I had to start crawling on my knees and my hands, because then the foot was already swollen. So from then I become crippled. So this is how I move from place to place now. I walk on my knees.
So you crawled into Kairaba station.
Yes.
Can you tell us what happened at Kairaba station? You said they searched all over your body.
Yes.
All they found was prayer beads.
Yes.
What else happened?
From there, they asked us to come out again. And then many vehicles were loaded because we were plenty in number, 40 something. And then it dropped to now what they call NIA headquarters in Banjul.
Where about in Banjul, do you recall?
Yes, this used to be the former GPMB. Upon entering Banjul on the left-hand side, there is a place there. I used to know when I was in the service, it used to be GPMB of headquarters.
Can you tell the commission which people you found at that place when you arrived at the NIA premises?
When I arrived at the NIA premises, we were received by the Director of Operations, Daba Marena, Salimina Drame, Baba Sao, and some soldiers from State Guard, many soldiers from the State House.
Before this time, did you know Daba Marena?
No, I don't know Daba Marena before.
How did you come to know him or his name?
It was during the process that I know his name because he's called all the time Daba Marena. I used to hear of the name, but I cannot single him out.
How about Baba Saho?
Baba Saho also, it was that day I knew him.
How about Salimina Drame?
Salimina also, the same thing. That was my first time on meeting them.
Do you know a person called Musa Kinte?
Yes. Musa Kinte, I know him.
Was he present there?
He was there. They were the ones who arrested us, and then they have to go with us, with some policemen. And
for your arrest, you mentioned people like Modu Pikajalo. Was he also present?
Yes, Modu Pikajalo was present at the place of arrest, okay. But I didn't see him at the NIA headquarters.
How about Sainey Mane?
Sainey Mane was with us.
At the NIA?
NIA, I saw him entering his office when I was at the NIA.
So can you tell us what happened when you arrived at the NIA premises and you saw these people?
We were asked to come in, and then we were led to a big hall. I met myself and my companions. We all went there. And then from there, Daba Marena, being the leader, used to call us by one to be led to another room. That is the interrogation room. Then one by one, we don't go in pairs, only one. Then after that, somebody also they will come and take somebody also, and then he will go. This is how things went on.
Were you eventually called to
Yeah.
that one-on-one interrogation?
Yes, before then, the Omare looked at me because only people can walk and I cannot walk. A big man, crowding, so he looked at me and saw my broken leg and asked me, "What's your name?" I said, "My name is Sainey, is Faye." He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm a businessman in the Serekunda market." He said, "Oh, I wanted to leave you, but the information I get from one Bakar camera is that your shop is the place they conduct meetings. You conduct meetings."
Was that allegation in fact true?
At that juncture, I told him, I said, "That's not true." I said, "Bakar camera didn't know where my shop is, and he has never visited my shop."
Are you surprised by that allegation?
Definitely, and then I refuted at the very instance without even hesitating, because it is lies.
And what happened after that?
Then from there, he said, "All right, come in." I was escorted to that big office. Nobody to help me. They don't allow anybody to carry me. I don't have to lean on something, but I have, as I told you, I had to crawl from there to the place. There I met some soldiers. It was the NIA personnel, and then when I was asked to undress, I met a machine. Somebody was conducting that machine. That was the electric machine. They shock people. And then I undressed until I am left with my knicker. Then there's the time they started interrogating me.
Who was interrogating you?
The best part was the state guards. Because when I arrived, the man conducted was a state guard member, and all the rest sitting as all state guards. The NIA also at the other part. So they all joined, but the first word I received from these soldiers is that before you people kill us, we will kill you first. So that made me surprised, because I can't understand the language, what it meant. Before you people kill us, we will kill you first. Then they started putting electric shocks in my ears, nose, private part, and some are beating, kicking, using pistol boots, knocking me, torture me until they are satisfied. And then I was asked to go back. While going, crawling, some of the soldiers followed me, kicking me on the broken leg again. That make it worse. This is how everybody went under that day with me.
Do you recall for how long you were being subjected to torture?
I don't know exactly, but it's a long process. It's a long time. Because everybody would like to inflict pain on you. So the state guards, the NIA, anybody. So that day we are just like dogs to be killed. So anybody who can knock, you knock.
For how long were you electrocuted?
I nearly fainted. It was more than 15 minutes. All part of my body, inside my ears, my private part, my nose. So, and that also will not deprive from getting blows, beatings, kickings. Soldiers, they knock, they can kick. So anywhere, randomly.
Do you remember the name of any of the participants in that torture?
Dama Marina was there. The state guards, I don't know them, but whilst they were doing this to me, one of them, after the process, one of them on the bench asked me, "Do you know Bully Faye?" And I looked at him. I said, yes. Bully comes next to me. He's my brother. I said, who are you? But he refused to tell me his name. But later, my uncle, Bakar Kamara, who is also a victim, told me he is from our village. And he's called Wandifa Sedi Jeng. Because when I was leaving, he was young. So I cannot recognize him. But Bakari recognized him. He was among the state guards. He's the only one.
Wandifa Sedi Jeng. Jeng, he's from
Sarakunda. Like me, yes.
Did he also hit you?
Yes, he did.
What injuries did you sustain? We know that already your ankle was broken the first time you were attacked at the American embassy, near the American embassy. You went to the NIA, you were again hit on the leg. You were electrocuted, you were beaten. Kindly tell us what injuries you sustained at this time.
This time, because of the electrical shock, I have injuries in my ears, my private part, and then because of the beatings of the boot, I sustained, I had a swollen, how do you call it, jaw, one part of my, so I had that together with the broken leg.
A little back to the identities of those who tortured you. You indicate that one of them you later learned was Wandifa Sedi Jeng from Sarakunda.
Yes.
Where is he today?
I think he lives at Farato. I think he's in the service, I'm not sure. But he lives in Farato.
Which service are you referring to?
Soldier.
You also mentioned Daba Marena, that he was there. Did he participate in the torture?
No, he was just giving orders. He's the boss.
He was the boss, he was supervising it.
Yes, he was the director.
You mentioned that when you arrived there, you found Baba Saho, Musa Sedi Khan, Salimina Drame, and others. Did these individuals participate in your torture?
Yes, they participated.
Let's be specific. Did Baba Saho participate in your torture?
Baba Saho participated.
Musa Kinte, did he participate in your torture?
Yes, Musa Kinte participated.
Salimina Drame?
Salimina, the same thing, he participated.
Sainey Mane?
Sainey Mane, no, he went inside his office. He was running away from us with Mr. Tamba after they've done their job.
So you sustained injuries.
Many injuries.
Do you recall who operated the electrocution machine?
No, he is a state guard member. I don't know him.
So you said your colleagues were also subjected to a similar process.
The same thing.
Yes, can you tell us who you remember to have been subjected to this kind of treatment?
Yes, I can remember Njundu Jawara, Lamini Kanaji, Alaji Morikeba Sedi Khan, Langhawa Sonko, Fode Sise, Amadou Diallo, Mamadou Diallo, Ousmane Diallo, Bouna Kebe, Ibrahima Sonko, Sirifu B.I., and Omar Ba. Yes, I can remember these people.
Before this particular incident, did you know these people you have just mentioned?
Yes, I knew, as I told you, Alaji Morkeba Sedi Khan, he's a businessman in the market. I knew Omar Ba also. He used to bring milk from Faraba since the time of his mother, and then he sells just beside my shop. I know Omar Ba also, but the rest I didn't know them.
When did you come to know the names of the rest of the people you mentioned?
It was when we went to Fajara barracks, because all of us were parked in a vehicle, covered, and then drove into unidentified area, which we don't know. But at the end of the day, we found ourselves in Fajara Barracks. That was my first time to visit Fajara Barracks. We were even asking each other, where are we? And those who know say, we are in Fajara Barracks. Here is Fajara Barracks.
Now we want to discuss with you what happened at Fajara Barracks. Can you explain how you were received the first time you arrived there?
We reached there very late, and we were taken to an old garage. It used to be an old garage. Then we were all parked there. That's why we spent the night on the ground.
Now let's try to understand the nature of the building and the conditions within the building itself. You said it's an old garage. Can you describe the doors and windows that it had?
Yes, it is a big old garage with only one entrance. That entrance also is not even covered, it's open, dilapidated, no good corrugates, because it has been enchanted for a long time, so it's an old place. Then inside, you find old machines, everything that is where they dump it there. So it's just more or less a refuge. So this is it. And there is a big hall, I think it's a car wash, docked there, and that one also is full with water, liquid, I don't know, full of mosquitoes. So this is how the place is. No windows.
No windows?
No windows.
Was it clean?
It was not clean for maybe 100 years. Nobody is occupying it. So that one is it's just a place for us because maybe they don't have anywhere to keep us. So. And we were plenty, 40-something in number. So that's the only place they can give.
What did you have to lie on?
We have to lie on the floor because there is no clothes, nothing on the floor. You just have to clear your way and then have somewhere to sleep. That's your bed.
Tell us about, you said there were lots of mosquitoes in that pit that you have in the building. Were there only mosquitoes in that place, or there were other insects or?
Yes, there are so numerous insects, all types. And as for rats, you cannot sleep because they run on you. Plenty of rats. Mosquito also, because they've been breeding there for years. They don't have anything to eat. Now they have food, so it was terrible.
And what was the food?
We were their food.
And tell us what happened the first night you arrived there.
When we arrived there, all our names have been listed. And then around about 12 o'clock, they came with the list, called the register, until
12 o'clock at what time of the day?
12 o'clock at night. They called, when some were even asleep, we woke us up, called the register, and then upon completion, they told us, now, for your information, today about 4 a.m., we are going to take all of you to the Birkama Ring for firing squad. Because you people want to kill us, and now you are caught, then we will kill you first.
Do you recall who said that?
No, he's a soldier, I don't know. I don't know his name. Then I was a stranger, I don't know anybody.
How did you feel to receive the information that in 4 hours' time, you'd be taken for firing squad?
We are frightened because, as soldiers, they can do anything, especially at that time. So we even we even cannot deny it. We thought it is true. They'll do it. They can do it. So that was a sleepless night for all of us.
Did they carry out the threat?
No, unfortunately, they didn't.
And what happened the next day?
Thanks to God, in the morning, early hours of the morning, the man on the head of the guard had a radio by him, and we heard from BBC calling all our names. That's the time we know what brought us there. According to BBC, he said these people, we the people caught, we want to collaborate with Captain Ibjalo to come and invade the country. So, as such, the ringleaders have been captured. Then they started with Alajo Batemane, Bajsamba Jallo, and me, Sainey Faye, up to 40-something. So we were the ringleaders, according to them. And they said we collaborate with Captain Ibjalo, whom we never knew, we never know. We are not soldiers, we are just business. Most of us are businessmen, some are farmers.
How did you feel when you heard that accusation?
I feel bad because it means somebody somewhere is implicating us to the wrong hands. And that's at that time, that was what the junta believed. So Marena and his co gave me this impression, and the soldiers, they thought it is true. So before they will know the truth, many things happen. Thanks to God.
And did anything happen that morning?
Yes, in the morning, around 9 o'clock, to be precise, we saw 2 big trucks full with soldiers. They are the state guards. When they come, they were led by one Alimamo Mane, and somebody they called by the nickname Bombardier or Rambo. They all dropped.
Sorry for stopping you at this point. Can you describe the person they called Bombardier or Rambo?
He is a tough guy, not very, very tall, but not very short, medium. He's very hectic. He's even hectic than Al-Mane. He's a tough guy.
Yes. And
so when they come, they say they've come for us because we want to kill them. But before we kill them, they will kill us first.
Who said that?
Al-Mane. I think he's the leader. So then he asked all of us to lie down on the ground, stretch our hands on our legs, which we did. Among us is one lady.
Don't mention the name for the moment.
So we all did. Men, women, we all lie down on the ground, do as they say. Then Almamo and Bomboje started walking on our backs until everything is all right for them. And then Almamo gave command.
How did it feel having soldiers walk on your backs, trample on your body?
Yes, with their boots. It was painful. It was painful.
How many of them?
Is it 2 trucks full of state guards?
You said you were there with one woman Could you kindly write down the name, fold the paper, and give it to the usher? Fold the paper and give it to the usher. Kindly give it to the chairman, please. Thank you. So here they are, a truck, 2 trucks full of soldiers. They descended upon you guys in the store, as you call it. They asked you to lie down, stretch your body, and they trampled upon you. Apart from trampling upon you guys, what else did they do? Microphone, please.
Alimamo gave them orders that they should start the beating. Thereby, everybody started beating. They came with sticks, hose pipes, these vehicle gears, anything that they can beat with, they come with. And then the beating started. Unfortunately, when they wanted to beat one of us, he used his hand to break the beating. I saw his hand broken at that age. He was a deputy permanent secretary then at the Ministry of Health.
Do you recall his name?
Yes, he is called one Mustafa Sise from Jao. And this is how they started beating. Anybody, just somebody who is killing a snake, nowhere, no exemption. Any part of your body, your head, your back, your legs, anywhere, one can hit, they just do it. They did this. At the same time, many of us fainted. Some have broken heads, some broken hands, so many injuries. That lasted for, I cannot remember, just to their satisfaction.
Was this woman, don't mention her name, was she exempted from this torture?
No exemption. She too was beaten, like the man. And then after, it's not ready yet. From there, we thought things are over. That's the time Almamo and Bombardier took our leader, our so-called leader, Alajo Batemani. He's a political figure. And he comes from Nyomi, like Almamo. Almamo took him aside. And then they started beating him again. Bombardier fired a shot just near his ears. The old man fell down. And you know, a woman, they are always sympathetic. She shouted and said, they don't kill Uncle Jobatamani in the Aku language. They say, why she said this? It was terrible. They call her aside. They want to strip her naked. She said, no, I'm in my period. You cannot do that. But instead, Bombardier had to kick her on the private part. And then we saw blood falling on.
Mr. Chair, we give the witness a few minutes to recuperate, and then we resume.
Yes, please. We suspend for a few minutes, and then come back. Thank you.
With your permission, we may proceed if the witness feels okay enough to proceed.
So you may please proceed. Thank you.
Mr. Faye, welcome back. Are you in a position to continue testifying? Microphone, please.
Yes, please.
Before the short break, you indicated to us that this woman was assaulted by Bombardier and she started bleeding. Apart from that beating, did anything happen to you as a group?
Yes. Apart from that beating, one of our colleagues, Ismail Jawara, was also called aside. And this time, the young soldiers, one by the name of Manjang.
Do you recall his first name?
Sana Manjang. Sana Manjang came and then wanted to twist Ismail's head, neck to kill him. We all shouted, and then he left. Thanks to God.
And before they left that day, did they say anything to you as a group?
Yes. They said they will be coming back for us again.
Did they say who sent them?
Well, they didn't say who sent them, but according to them, when they were beating us, they were using two slogans. The one Al-Mamo was using is that before you reach Yaya Jammeh, you have to pass my corpse. And Bombardier and the rest, they will be saying, they speak two different languages. Most of them, they will say, Maninko, ta jo sila nyin sila kan koteke. Niwa ka bekela, mbotom bejam bekela se butoti.
Could you say that? Can you translate that into English, please?
Yes. They said on the presidential seat, that seat for the president, a Maninga tribe will never sit his buttocks on that seat again. And if should that occur, they will turn the nation into ash.
You said before they left, they said they will come again. Did they indicate what they were to do to you if they came again?
That's torturing. But this time, when they came with other people. They forgot us now. Because,
so you're suggesting that they kept their promise and they came again.
They came
but
again.
This time around, they came with other people.
That's right.
Yes, can you tell us who they came with?
Yes, later in the day, we had a vehicle. And then when they came, they dropped just past us a bit at the corner. And then we had somebody giving orders for them to beat. They beat until we know that something is happening outside. Then, when they are ready, I saw Oji Jallo, who is led into our store with his eyes bleeding blood. He was severely beaten. Because the nature of beating they do is, when they give order, anybody will just drop wherever you can. So you don't have to differentiate it. You just knock wherever you can. This is why it is severe and not from one corner. If you want to turn your back, it comes to your, so it was very severe. So when OJ came, he looked at all of us and then came to me, sat down by my side. This is how we started sharing bed. I am near the road and he is behind me. So we used to sleep together for the whole of these 14 months. Then from there, we had another vehicle coming. This time, it was MC Cham. He too, as they did to OG, severely beaten. MC also came. Then we had another vehicle, that was the late Hussein Njai. He too was severely beaten and then taken to us. But unlike OG and MC, Hussein is not very, very fit in the body. So these people, what they can sustain, maybe his body cannot do that. Then another somebody.
How did you know that?
He is not physically fit like these people.
Was that a reflection of the injuries he sustained or the impact it had on him?
No, I think it's just an impact, the impact it has on him.
Do you recall what injuries he sustained? You told us that OJ's eye was bleeding.
Yes.
Do you recall what injuries Hussein Njai sustained?
Hussein, all his back has been teared, blood coming like MC, blood coming everywhere. His shirts were all red. It's terrible. And then the fourth person came. That was one Malam Fati. According to them, he's a nephew to the ex-president, Sadaw Kairaba. This one, they didn't beat him in groups like that, like they did to the politicians. This man has been naked, made naked. And when he's naked, there is a lawn in front of us. They will take sticks and ask him to lead. And then whilst going, they will be beating him. If they reach a state, they'll ask him to make a cough. So when they come in front of us, our door is open there, we see. It was terrible. Naked. Old man. They beat him until all his back, everything was bleeding in blood. So that one also came. Then they stopped beating and they went back. For the previous day, we didn't eat. And the second day also, we had only one meal. That one comes from Bakau police station, from one Mr. Eso Jao. 2 little basins for 40-something people. Immediately it comes, when people scramble for it, some will have one, some will have none. But thanks to God, because my leg is broken, they will put some on the plate for me, because I cannot join the race. They'll bring me and I will eat. Maybe I can have 2 mouthfuls. But the rest, those who are faster, they can get one. Those who are lazy, they will not get. So, and that's the end of the meal. Once a day. We were in this situation.
How about the beds, where you have to lie? You did say you lie on the floor, Or did you have beddings? Did you have anything to cover yourselves?
No, because since our arrest, we went only with our the things, the clothes we wear. Those are the only things. We are denied shower. We are incommunicado. Nobody will see you. You will not see nobody. Nobody will visit you. You cannot get anywhere. And this, as I told you, is a store that has been there for years. So there are only, you cannot have anything to cover yourself. You just lie on the ground, cover yourself with your dirty clothes. That's all. And this we remained for more than a month. We had a shower. The food also, as I told you.
Do you know a person called Usman Jallo?
Yes.
Did anything happen to him?
Yes.
Tell us, please.
3 to 4 days. We used to pray in groups, led by an imam. At the Maghrib prayers, when we went to pray, we got up. Before we started praying, 2 of them, my friend landing camera, wanted to fall down because of hunger. And then OJ asked him to sit down. But before we closed the prayers, this fuller man, Usman Jallo, fell down, fainted. It nearly spoils our prayers. Then when they called one Mr. Sambu, medics, to come and give him medicine, the fuller man says no. He says no, it's not medicine. It's food. You give me food I eat. It's not medicine. Only food that can kill me. Then we are malnourished. This happened to Usman Jallo. And then he was hit on the head, and then it was even bloody. The blood was even coming out because nobody will dress you. You cannot dress yourself. Nobody will dress you. No medication, nothing. Just by Allah's way.
From what you've just said, do I take it to mean that you were not allowed access to medical treatment, doctors, for your injuries?
Yes. Even to talk to, even soldiers themselves, they're afraid of talking to us. Nobody will come our way, near us.
You said your leg was broken. Did
Yes.
you have medical treatment?
No, I don't have. I was crawling for the first 6 months. Even if I am going to the toilet, I have to crawl. I was disabled. But luckily, this Alaji Morkeba Sedi Khan is a local herbalist. I used to go to him, and then he is the very one who made my legs. And I had another boy, one Mr. Gomez. He's a very good boy. He sympathized with me. One day he went to the market and bought bamboo oil, karite, for me in a pot. And then this was what I was using. And then one of the sticks they left over when they beat us, that one I use it to be supporting myself after the 6 months. When we pray Fajr, when these people go to bed, I'll take that around the hall like that until my legs were able to stand. This is how but no medicament, nothing.
You indicated somebody helped you get karite. Did you guys receive help from anybody else?
Yes, because when these people fell down, fainted, almost every one of us has been exhausted. You know, every Gambian, we used to breakfast, lunch, supper, and even sita. If that one can only have a mouthful or two a day, and he has no other means to support it, so then he will go weak. Then, fortunately, as politicians, OJ is very influential. He had the support of a soldier called Mr. Sonko. He was a sergeant. This Sonko used to go to OJ's home around about 4 o'clock, 2 a.m. at night. And then the wife will prepare food for us. Then he will cover it by these big gowns. Then manage to come up to us. Because I share bed with OJ and I am near the road. When he comes at times, I see him. Then he will empty everything there, go back. Then in the morning, OJ will take that, share with all of us. That was our blessing. But when that also was known, that Sonko was dismissed.
Dismissed from where?
From the army. But luckily, I think they take him to police now. When we were there, according to information we had, but he was dismissed from the army.
Do you know his full name?
No, we only call him Sonko. He lives at Bakau, but I don't know the full name, really. Okay. Then we have, his Sonko also, the same thing, the same Sonko will collect this mosquito coil, Muntaiga, from Keba Dias, through Keba Dias to Usain Njai. Then at the evening, Usain will share this in the whole room and then light it. This is why we all survive malaria. Otherwise, we all will die. But this Sonko is the very one helping us.
You've told us you had kind people who helped. Did you have tormentors? People who were there to make your life miserable?
Yes. At
Could you tell us?
the early stage of our arrest, every morning, one tall soldier by the nickname of Mofa Kanyi. His real name is Alaji Kanyi. He's from Jara. But
What does Mofa mean? Mofa Kanyi.
Man killer. Mofa Kanyi. That's man killer Kanyi. He will come.
Do you know why he was called Man Killer Kanyi?
Because according to the soldiers, at the time of November 11, he killed so many people. At times he will even demonstrate, he say, if you want to kill somebody, you have a knife. You just struck somewhere around and then the intestines will fall. So they call him Mofa Kanyi. But his real name is Alaji Kanyi. He will come every morning.
You were giving us a description of this person. You said he was tall.
He's tall.
And what else?
And black. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Complexion?
Yes, black in complexion. And then,
What would he do?
When he comes in the morning, he'll just look at us. Because he is a sergeant and our guards are maybe corporal, so he's their senior. He'll come and stand and say, Usain Dabo, where are you? And then Usain Dabo will answer, he said, Usain, you are a lawyer. What charge are you going to be charged for? He will start with that. And Usain will say, you better go and ask the DPP. And then he'll come to MC Cham. Why is the Karawas that you used to beat our fathers? And MC will say, go to Tumanna. It's there. I left it there. And then he'll come back and say, he said one Rasta man, took hired the service of Usain Dabo and paid him money. Usain refused to take this case. When this man caught Usain Dabo, he beat Usain Dabo mercilessly, and then they all laugh. Every morning he will do this in the early hours, until one fine day, one soldier called Damfa from Japine, Damfa, said, as long as I am on duty here, never come here. otherwise I kill you. That's the time he stopped. Mofakany.
You mentioned Usainu Dabo, lawyer Usainu Dabo. Which Usainu Dabo are you referring to?
He's the current vice president. He met us there, and I used to share the bits they used to put for me. I used to share that with him, and when he pray, I used to share my counting bits with him. Because of the lack of taking shower at this, he has an inspection on his umbilical cord. Because for more than 1 month, we didn't take shower. They didn't beat him in front of us, as I know, but he developed that one, and he was there with us.
For how long were you in detention in this particular place?
We were there for almost 13 to 14 months. First 6 months, no change of clothes, nothing. And then we are always inside that room. Imagine that type of how the climate in October, and it is very hot. You are dumped in that. You don't come out to take any ventilation, and no ventilation, no windows. So we were there for more than 6 months, until 2 gentlemen came from the UN. That was our first visitors. One is a doctor, and the other is a lawyer. They came to our room, called all of us one by one, discussed with us all that happened to us. We told them, and then they went. So those people, I think they pressed the government to either release us or take us to court, because we cannot be there just like that.
At this stage, were you informed about the reasons for your arrest and detention?
No. As I told you, we heard from the radio, from that guard, from BBC, saying that we people are the ringleaders of the group that collaborate with Captain Ibu Jallo to invade the country.
Apart from hearing it from BBC, did the authorities inform you of the reasons for your detention?
Not to my knowledge.
They serve you with any documents showing that this is the reason why you were detained here, up to the first 6 months, I mean?
No, that was nothing.
During this period, were you allowed to talk to a lawyer?
Nobody. Incommunicado.
About members of your family?
No.
How about food coming from your family?
Food, no. It was it was for a while when our leaders talked to Babukar Jata, the then CDS. Then
What do you mean by CDS?
I think he's the commander, he's the army commander. So when he comes, he's a nice man. When he comes, he will come to OJ, MC, and Hussein Njai, arrive there, and then they will chat. All the rest run away from us. Even Ann, our lawyer, who is the major there, at the Fraser barracks, run away from us. Everybody run away from us. But Babukar Jata will come, and then he will chat with these people, and these people will also tell him something about our condition. Then thereby he said, now the army, what they eat, we should eat. When they cook, when they bring the guards, they should bring us also. That's the time they bring their food to us. Maybe, I think it's two big basins. I'm not sure. Then the police, we stop it, because the police were not bringing enough food. Then from there, things begin to change a bit. Before, some of us were released on July 22nd. And
By who? Released by who?
well, we saw the IG and his people who came and released. They said some of us have been pardoned. Then there is a few of us, people like Mamadou Sede Wan, Lamin Panne, just a handful of them were released.
Who pardoned them?
They said the chairman, the APRC, the junta people.
Who was the APRC chairman at the time? APRC chairman?
Jamme. So, but before then, they came to take records. Those who are over 60 years aside, those who are not charged aside, those who are charged and are going to court aside. So when they come, priority is given to those elderly people who are over 60. But that also, something happened. When they come, they discharge these people, even some who are younger than 60. But among us, the third elderly, among us, Alhaji Mamadi Sabali, his name didn't appear. And then when it was finished, Mamadi asked the then Inspector General of Police, FRI Jamme, and asked him, and said, Jamme, but I didn't hear my name. Then Jamme, FRI turned to this Sabali, insulted him until we were surprised. Just simple question. There is a personal grievance between them. So he didn't discharge Mamadi, and he's older than all the rest. Then people like Hussein Njai, they insisted that Mamadi should go because he is the elderly. Apart from Panyafu Sise and Ibrahim Sonko, Mamadi is older than all of us. So why? And he's not charged. He just went to Dhaka to see Seku. When he came, they report him, they went and pick him from Jaraswam and come and dump it with us. Doing nothing.
So for Alhaji Mamadi Sabali, his crime was that he went to visit Sehu Sabali in Dhaka. His
brother, yes. Then, governments, they report him. When he returned to his compound in Soma, the NIA went and picked him, tortured him, plus himself, Fafanding Conte, Sidi Sane, Lamin Kasama.
Which Sidi Sane are you referring to?
This Sidi Sane is from Jara. He's a Jaranka like Mamadi.
Do you know what work he did?
He's a driver. He's a driver.
So, did anything else happen to this Alhaji Mamadi Sabali?
Yes, when people like Hussein Njai, when they insist that Mahmoud should go because he is over 60, and he's never charged, and he's not caught anywhere, then he should go. Then FRI Jemme, who insisted, was annoyed. The following day, he came personally, the IG, this man, FRI Jemme. He came and called and asked Mahmoud to bring his belongings. We all were happy. We thought he's going to release him. But to our surprise, this man has taken Mamadi to Joswang, that isolated wing, Joshua, and dump him from us. He's now not with the public, he's only alone there. And then there also, he suffered too much.
What kind of sufferation?
At the end of, when we were released, they went for him And he was released that day too, that day also. That was on the 6th of November, or I don't know, 1996, when the last bunch was discharged. That was the day FRI brought him from that confinement cell and then discharged him. But according to reliable information, when he went back to Yarasoma, he has to call his wife and tell them, well, I'm sorry. If anybody can sit like that, you may do. If anybody cannot do it, well, it's better you go, because me, I am tampered with. So I'm no longer a man. And shortly he died. This was done by Efara Jammeh.
And for the rest of your group who remained, were any of you charged?
Yes. When they were, pressure was made on them to either charge or discharge, or to take us to court or discharge us, they then, one fine day, Dawamarena and Salimina Drame and one Lamin Cham, these are NIA staff, they came and wrote our names, and about, I don't know how many of us. They took us to Banjul. When we went there, we met one Baba Sao. And then they will ask us our name and which political party we belong to prior to the overthrow. And most of us belong to the PPP party. There were some few, very few, like our Sonko, and they belong to NCP. But most of us belong to the PPP party. Then, after taking that, we were asked to go and report to one ASP Baynes Ba from serious crime. He and Efara Jammeh said they're going to charge us. And there we were charged sedition. Some 1 count, some 2. People like myself who fought with them, I'm given 5 counts.
If you see that document again, would you recognize it, the charge sheet?
Yes, I think.
Could you give him this document, take a look at it, and bring it back? Yes, give it to him, yes. And you can keep it there. I have another copy. And take a look at it. Was that the charge sheet?
Yes, exactly, this is.
And it's in the Canifing Magistrates Court.
Yes, please.
Criminal case number K1548/95.
That's right.
And it was Inspector General of Police versus Alaji Jobate Mane, Bach Samba Jallo, Sainey Faye, and others.
Yes.
That's the charge.
This is it, yes.
Yes. And one of the statements of offense is count 1 is attempted to do an act with seditious intention, and count 2 was conspiracy to do an act with seditious intention. And count 3 is sedition, contrary to Section 52, subsection 1A of the Criminal Code, and then count 4 is also sedition. This is the document you are referring to?
Yes, please.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you very much. We would ask that the document be included in the record. We would give you an exhibit number later. You were subsequently taken to court and you appeared before a magistrate.
Yes.
What ultimately happened to the case?
They took us to Canifing on fine day, and then we found a magistrate, a Nigerian magistrate called B.A. Sadiq. And when we arrived, the state was represented by Fatou Bob Bensouda and one Alaji Fall, who claim that they are representing the state. And then they read all these offenses to us, charges to us, and we pleaded not guilty. So I was represented by the late Martin Mendy and Sirif Tambedu. Then Sam George also stand for some people, and then other people. Then they adjourned the case. When we came back the second time, our lawyers put in bail because they say it is a bailable offense. So we should bail. And this bar said the Nigerian granted us bail. But to our surprise, even before we reach our family, they come and pick us again. They say, Kababajo says, the then interim minister says, now we're going to be detained for 90 days degree.
Which Kababajo are you referring to?
Kababajo, the junta member, who was the interior minister then at the time of our capture.
Do you know his first name?
Lamin Kaba.
Lamin Kaba what?
Bajo.
And you said Kaba Bajo said you would be detained for another 90 days. Do you know how that detention came about? Any document was issued to that effect?
Fadbob Bensouda, the leading prosecutor, showed us and the magistrate a paper stating that degree, I don't know the degree number, is all stated there. He said now these people now will go for 90 days. And then we were arrested, went to our base.
Which base this time?
The Fajara barracks. We went back. Some people who were lucky slept one night at home, whom they cannot find. But people like us, we didn't even we didn't even chat with our family. They just pick up us. Then we went back to Fajara barracks on the 90 days degree detention.
Did you serve? Were you detained pursuant to this order only for 90 days, or did you have to stay longer?
Yes, when this 90 days elapsed, we went there. We went to court with the opinion that maybe now it will be over. But to our surprise, when the court started, Bob Bensouda rose up again, showed another 90 days degree on top of that one that expired. Then we went back for another 90 days. This has been going on for about 3 times. This is why we were kept in detention for 1 year plus. No bail now. So that case, the Nigerian magistrate Basadik left, and then the case was given to Miss Otta. She too is a Nigerian. Then there, Otta told Fat Bob they either have to put their house in order or she will throw the case out.
Do you know what she meant by that? Put your house in order or she would throw the case out?
Because anytime they will come, they will not have witness. Only 3 witnesses. Sainey Mane, who was leading the arresting team, fled to UK, America. So now they are only left with Usman Tamba and Maud Pika Jallo.
Both those individuals work for the NIA?
Yes, and they were the only witnesses. So it was like that. Then after that, we went, one fine day, we went to Otta, and then they stood and said, now, Bachsamba Jallo, myself, Mama Jawara, Ismaila Jawara, Bachsamba Jallo, Bakari Kamara. They said now the charge is dropped, our charge is dropped. So the magistrate discharged us. But let us know that afterwards we were rearrested and taken to NI headquarters. And they said now they're going to charge us treason.
At what stage were you rearrested? Have you left the court premises?
No, just want to leave, and then you have some people standing by, waiting for us, the agents. So, you see, we thought we were free, but it is not like that. So we were arrested and then go and join the gang again.
And you were ultimately charged with treason?
Yes, they said they were going to charge you with treason.
And were you ever charged with treason?
They wrote it, but it never materialized because...
And what happened?
No witness, because they want to take witnesses from among us, one Babukari Sisi and Malam Fati. The state wants to bribe them. Because the whole scenario is after certain people. We are just used as scapegoats. But this is for OJ. They were hunting for OJ, MC Cham, Hussein Njai, etc., the big men. So now they say they will charge you treason, and then they will charge these people concealment of treason. So when they took these two people from us, take them to Kairaba, promise them they will give them air tickets with their family, go to America, and only if they can implicate these people. Then one of them, Madam Fadi, say, open my dead body. I'm a Muslim. I cannot lie on somebody. If you want to kill us all. But I am not going to do it. Occasionally, they have all the security organs will come, and they have a big conference table trying to persuade this. The man said no. So, no witness. Then we are left now there, not charged, not going to court. This is how it is.
And on the 13th or 14th month of detention, what happened?
On the 13th, no, this, sorry, I missed one this thing, our second night of the detention, when everybody was bleeding. That night also, we have a terrible scenario. All the camp, the place where we are full with birds. They call out. And this all, they want to invade us. They want to come and invade us. We the detainees and our guards, almost everybody was surprised that day. Sleepless night.
Why do you think the owls came to invade there? Were they owls or vultures?
They are owls. Pick here. Oh, owl. That ugly one. Owls.
And why do you think the owls invaded your location?
Maybe, you see, it's first blood. You know, maybe our torturers, they want to come and finish us at night. Nobody knows, because that is strange. Numerous, not one, not two, not 10. Even they in the morning, the guards themselves, they said they have to seek order for them to shoot, because they cannot be there at night, that night also, for the second night. They too were afraid.
Interesting event. And on the 13th to 14th month, what happened?
One fine day, it was around after Maghrib prayers, we received some imams, led by Imam Baba Lee, and some imams, I don't know them. They came with Anne, Major Anne, and I think Babakar Jata, yes. And when they came, They call all of us out and then give us seats. We all sat down and then we pray. After prayers, Imam Babuli told us that now he is sent by Yaya Jammeh and his people, Toros. That what we want to do, if at all we will not do it, he will pardon us. But because we have our leader and our spokesperson, Alhaji MC Cham, we asked him to reply. Then MC stood up and told the Imam, he said, look, if you go, tell Yaya Jammeh, we don't want to do anything and we never wanted to do anything. We are just powerless. They come and pick us. Some in the streets, some at the business centers, some at their homes, some on their bed. Come, park all of us here for good 13 to 14 months on no just cause. And now he's saying that what we want to do, he will pardon us. We don't want to do anything. We all said yes. Then they went. I think that was on Friday. On Monday, Jata came and said, now, those of us who are not going to court can go home. At first, our leaders, people like Oji, and they said, no, we cannot go and leave the rest behind. But later, Babakar Jata told them, it's a procedure. These people appearing before court, you can only take them to court for them to be discharged. But you cannot just discharge them here. They are under court. But for the rest, who are not going to court, can go home. And then from there, they gave us strict warnings that any time they will be monitoring us, our movements, our activities. So we should be careful. Then, and also we should not talk about politics. We should not speak in public or stand between more than 5 people. So this is how we are monitored. They discharge us, carry us to our compounds. Some, they refuse. When we reach back out, they say, drop us here. And then they take their own car. Then Friday came, the rest went to court. That coincided with the Farafanya attack. But fortunately, they went home. This is how things end up.
Mr. Chairman, it's 10 minutes past 4. Perhaps I should leave it there. But before I cede the floor, I just want to ask him one question. You told us the physical injuries you suffered. Can you tell this commission how these beatings and your detention impacted on you and also on your family?
Thank you. See, this leg that is broken, if I am walking, I used to limp. And when it is very cold, or when the weather changes, from bed, I find it difficult to stand on the ground. Then generally body pain, I just go with that. See? With my family, those who were going to school, their education system, their schooling cannot continue. Then I had two girls, one boy. They only stop at BS. They cannot go forward because their breadwinner is not there. Imagine a businessman. I am an importer. I import goods. Locked at a place for 1 year plus. My responsibility
big family. My fish money, everything comes from the one I left. Oh, nobody to add some to it. Obviously, I become poor. So these people, they cannot no longer go to school. And when I came back also, my business spoiled. So I just to start from scratch. And I went up to importation level.
And your colleagues, many of them are not here with you. Could you tell us what happened to them?
Yes, immediately after our release, so many of my colleagues passed out. They died. Because you see the tension and the nature of harassment we went through, and sitting at one place for a year or so without doing anything can hurt somebody, health-wise, etc., etc. And the beatings also, tortures without medicament.
Could you tell us those members of your group who died?
Yes.
Can you tell us in the order in which they died?
Yes, one Lamin Pane from Njawara died immediately. And less than a week, one Jundu Jawara also died. He's in Dibakunda. Lamin Kanai also died from Jara. Langhawa Sonko also died in Talinding. Alaji Muhammad Sabali died also, Jara Soma. Amadi Jallo also died. Buna Kebe and Fakeba Sise, we call him Nyafu. That's the nickname. And Sirhu Bi. They all died the same year.
Same year of the release?
Of the release. Barely less than 6 months. They all died. So now, as we are now, 22 of our colleagues died.
You named the other people who died?
Yes, Alaji Murkeba died.
His name, please.
Alaji Jobate Mane passed away. Fode Sise died. Modu Kebe died. Buna Kebe died. Usman Sane died. Masane Sedi Khan died. Ibrahim Solo Sonko died. Usainu Njai died. Keba Nyafu Sise died. Yes. Mamudu Sedi Wan died. He's an MP. Mamudu Jame Ojo died. Babakar Mbai Sise died. And Raif Diab died. 22 of them.
Is that a list that you prepared yourself?
Yes, I prepared this list. So I can.
Okay, thank you very much.
Remember them by head.
Are there any of them who are suffering from serious medical conditions?
Yes. One Bakari Maron.
Yes.
Is in bed. He's in Tobacco Road, I think. Mama Jawara is in bed. Sarani Jata is in Bundung, Bantaba is in bed. Malam Fati is in bed. Asmana Fadera also sick, and Keba Tunkar. These people are sick. They are sick, and they really need.
You had prepared a list containing the names of those individuals?
Yes.
Okay, which I have. How is it that you are able to remember all those who died and all those who are bedridden?
To be frank, I'm a historian. When going to school, I was very good at history. My memory is very good.
Evidently so.
Yeah, definitely. I can sit and remember all these people I had and write it. 20 years plus. It's natural.
But do the bonds that you share with these people, does the experience you all went through contribute to your desire to memorialize this in your head?
Yes, because these people, we shall never forget each other. Because we knew each other in a stage where, it will be very difficult to forget each other. This is why.
Thank you very much, Mr. Witness. Mr. Chair, after he's given the opportunity to say a few words, that is after your questioning, I would wish to put in the documents that he alluded to, that he used in his evidence. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Counsel. And thank you, Mr. Faye, for a very moving, difficult, emotional testimony. And for the catalogue of crimes and the brutality meted out to innocent Gambians, innocent civilians. It's not an easy one. Sorry that you had to go through that, and the group that you were part of. I don't have any questions. I wonder if any commissioners have questions. Yes, Bishop Odiko, you have the floor.
Commissioner Bishop James Odiko, Mr. Sainey, please, I just want to ask two simple questions. Do you know whether this Almamo Mane that you spoke of, do you know his whereabouts as at this time? That's question number one. And question number two, the lady that you spoke of, that was stripped naked and was severely beaten while she was seeing her period. Is she still alive? Thank you.
May I just indicate to the witness not to mention the name of the person, just answer the question as asked.
Thank you, Commissioner. The first question. This Almamo Mane also he's been killed by themselves. He contributed to it. So now the tables were turned. So he always say, before one reaches Yaya Jammeh, he will sample on his corpse. This is what he was telling us when he was beating us. Naturally, they kill him. And Yaya Jammeh escaped. Yes. With the lady, she is alive.
Don't say where she is, please.
Okay. She is alive, as far as I know. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Carr.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Commissioner Carr, I have just a little clarification I want from you. The two Kebes you mentioned died in the, I think, fourth year. Were they in any way related?
No, they are not related. This Buna Kebe is a Sarakule. He lives in Brikama. This Momudu Kebe is a Laube. He lives in Sanya. It's just a surname. But this one is Sarakule speaking, and this one is Fula speaking or Manika speaking. Okay.
Thank you. If there are no further questions, Mr. Faye, would you want to make some concluding remarks to the nation?
Yes, Commissioner. I think, first of all, we have to thank God. And we all have to thank God. For the simple reason that to be sitting here today narrating this is a gift. 20 years back, most of my colleagues And even those who are not affected are no longer alive. Many of us struggle to be aware or to witness this brutal government to come to an end. Struggle many ways, but most of the heroes died before today. If God give us long life, until we are fortunate enough to witness the end of this brutal era, and to have time to sit and explain ourselves to the people, because we've been victimized, or how would I call it? Our image, our integrity has been damaged. But thanks to this commission, when we can explain, because always the story comes from one end, one side. So definitely Gambians, every Gambian, or anybody, any other person, if you don't have balance of information, definitely you can be easily carried. The only time the junta is governing this country, just like as they came to power. They came to power by lies. They run this country by lies, misguide everything, and then they can calculate anything and say, and they only have the say. No other person that will explain the other side. So only the one side of the story is coming in. Today, most of the people in the Gambia will be surprised because some didn't even agree that such things happen in this country. They deny it. But now, if they just want to, I don't say if they want to deny, but if they want reason, I think since you people started sitting here, the revelations for any just person, truthful person, will know definitely something has happened. So that we thank God for witnessing it here, and also to be sharing what happened. Because when, in my case, somebody whom you know you say he collaborated with Captain Ibjalo, an ordinary businessman, without knife, without nothing. Captain Ibjalo, I have never seen him in my life. He has never seen me. If you tell Gambians that me and most of the people, we want to come and invade this country, you, at the same time, you took me to court, telling the court that me, I am a PVP demonstrator. In fact, I'm not a demonstrator. You say I want to demonstrate. How do you know? Only the devil knows that. So these are two different things. Invasion here, 6 months you say. So you see, and this is what is happening in the country. Everybody. So what I will tell the Gambian people is that, especially who are in the service, let us fear God. Because one fine day, we all will be questioned of our deeds. It's because of lies that many people lose their life. A servant, civil servant, or working for a government, say what is the truth. Don't ask for promotion on people's souls. Wait for God. Work and try to maintain the truth. It's only the truth that will last. And also, the media fraternity, I think they still now want to give them support, because without them, these things were successful because it is without them. Because now, if it happens now, if Barrow government says this way, the victims also can have a place to report their own case, and then it's left for people to decide. This was not happening. This is why we went into a mess. And the last thing, the soldiers started tribalism when they took over. Because when they were beating us, this was what they were saying. And this thing has been sown in the minds of so many people who are not of the same tribe. So hatred becomes from various tribes against the larger tribe, that's the Maninga tribe. That's why things began. Pass it. Now, they have sown the seeds. It's difficult. It's our duty to forget about that. And then, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Faye, for those very wise words and concluding remarks. I hope and believe that it would help us in promoting healing and reconciliation. Well, thank you for giving us the time that you have to come and testify before the TRRC. Council, you
yes,
have the
Mr.
floor.
Chair, before you adjourn, I have 2 documents I would want to add to the list of documents, to the information received by the Commission. The first is the names of the individuals who died. That is should be Exhibit 23, 0023. And the second document is the names of those who were bedridden. And the third document is the name of the lady, the witness referred to, and we would add that also to the list of evidence as Exhibit 25. The charge sheet that we referred to had already been exhibited in the testimony of Mr. Bachamba Jallo, and that is Exhibit 11. So we already have that. With your permission, Mr. Chairman, those documents will be added to the list of evidence.
Thank you, Council. Request is granted. Before we conclude, the witness is ready for tomorrow.
Yes, we believe the witness is ready for tomorrow. He's already here. We are waiting to have our pre-hearing meeting with him for this evening.
Splendid. Then if there are no further questions or points to raise, we would meet tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you all very much.